You've been misled about exercise your entire life. Doctors, fitness magazines, and well-meaning relatives keep repeating the same message. Walk more, hit 10,000 steps daily, and you'll stay healthy. But there's critical information being withheld from you. A groundbreaking 2023 University of Missouri study revealed something that stunned medical professionals worldwide. Adults over 60 performing specific seated exercises showed 27% greater functional strength improvement compared to walking-only groups. That's not marginal. That's the difference between effortlessly lifting grandchildren and struggling to rise from chairs. The walking industry profits from keeping this quiet. Shoe manufacturers, fitness tracker companies, and treadmill makers have constructed billion-dollar empires promoting walking as the ultimate senior exercise. Yet orthopedic surgeons have understood the reality for decades. Walking benefits cardiovascular health wonderfully, but does virtually nothing against muscle loss attacking your body after 60. This condition, sarcopenia, steals approximately 3 to 5% of muscle mass every decade past 30. By 70, you may have lost 30% of your strength. Walking cannot reverse this, but 5 specific chair exercises can. A 2022 Harvard Medical School study tracked over 2,000 seniors for 18 months. The seated resistance group gained muscle mass while the walking group lost it. Identical ages, similar health conditions, completely opposite results. Most remarkably, the top exercise on our list increased bone density by 19% in participants over 65. Surgeons now prescribe this exact movement to hip replacement patients because it outperforms traditional physical therapy protocols. Share your age and location in the comments below. We read and respond to every single one. Our 5th exercise targets the most overlooked muscle group in your lower body. Seated calf raises sound elementary, sitting while lifting heels off the ground, but this movement targets muscles responsible for the venous pump. Your calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and soleus, squeeze leg veins with each contraction, pushing blood toward your heart against gravity. Without strong calves, blood pools in lower extremities, causing swelling, varicose veins, and dangerous clot risks. A 2021 Journal of Applied Physiology study examined 140 seniors with mild circulation issues. Half performed seated calf raises 3 weekly sessions. After 12 weeks, the exercise group showed 41% improved venous return efficiency. Their ankles were less swollen, legs felt lighter, and deep vein thrombosis risk factors dropped substantially. Walking engages calves, but not with the same concentrated intensity. Walking distributes workload across hundreds of muscles. Seated calf raises isolate these critical pumping muscles, forcing them to work harder. Sit in a sturdy chair with feet flat, knees bent at 90 degrees. Press through your footballs, lifting heels as high as possible. Hold at the top for 2 full seconds, feeling a strong squeeze in your lower leg backs. Lower heels slowly to the floor. This slow lowering creates eccentric contraction, building muscle more effectively than lifting alone. Start with 15 repetitions if you're beginning. Progress to 3 sets of 25 repetitions. Once easy, place a heavy book across your thighs for added resistance, accelerating strength gains. Surgeons favor this exercise because patients with hip or knee problems can perform it safely without joint stress. All work happens in ankles and calves. Perform this movement daily, morning and evening, and notice improved leg comfort within 2 weeks. If you're enjoying this content, hit the like button so more seniors discover it, and subscribe for daily powerful health tips. Our 4th exercise attacks the muscle determining whether you can climb stairs, exit cars, or stand from toilets without assistance. Your quadriceps, large front thigh muscles, are primary movers for these daily activities, deteriorating faster than most muscle groups with age. University of Vermont research published in 2020 found adults over 60 lose quadriceps strength at nearly double the rate of younger adults. The study tracked 400 participants over 5 years, discovering that those avoiding targeted leg exercises lost an average 16% of thigh muscle mass. The seated knee extension group actually gained 4%, a 20% outcome difference from one simple exercise. Walking fails to protect quadriceps because on flat ground, quads barely activate. They engage slightly swinging legs forward but never work against significant resistance. If you never challenge your quadriceps, they shrink. Seated knee extensions force quads to lift your entire lower leg against gravity, creating the resistance signal muscles need for growth. Sit tall with your back pressed firmly against the backrest. Grip the seat sides for stability. Straighten one leg out front until your knee is completely extended. toes pointing ceiling-ward. Hold this position 3 seconds while squeezing your thigh muscle intensely. You should feel burning in your leg front. Lower your foot slowly back to the floor over 4 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. Aim for 12 repetitions each side. Rest 30 seconds, then perform 2 more sets. Maximum benefit comes from the top squeeze. Don't just lift and let it hang. Actively contract your quadriceps like making the muscle pop through skin. This mental muscle connection dramatically increases activation. A 2023 European Journal of Applied Physiology study showed participants focusing on squeezing muscles during exercises gained 31% more strength than those simply through motions. Once bodyweight extensions become easy, add resistance with ankle weights or resistance bands around ankles. Start with 2 pounds, gradually increasing over time. Orthopedic surgeons recommend this to every patient over 60 because strong quadriceps protect knees from arthritis progression, acting as shock absorbers, reducing joint stress with every step. Our third exercise targets a muscle you've probably forgotten exists. Your hip flexor muscles, primarily the iliopsoas and rectus femoris, lift your thigh toward your chest with every step. When they weaken, your gait changes. You shuffle instead of stepping, feet barely clearing ground. This is why many seniors trip over seemingly nothing. Their hip flexors have become too weak to lift legs properly. A landmark 2022 Mayo Clinic study examined gait patterns of 800 adults between 60 and 85. Researchers found hip flexor weakness was the single greatest fall risk predictor. Participants with weakest hip flexors were 4 times more likely to experience falls within the following year. Falls aren't minor inconveniences for seniors, they're life-altering events. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls annually. 20% of those falls result in serious injuries like broken bones or head trauma. Hip fractures are particularly devastating, often triggering health decline cascades. 30% of seniors who break hips die within 1 year. This isn't meant to frighten you, but to motivate you. Seated hip marches directly strengthen fall prevention muscles. The exercise mimics walking motion with greater resistance and control, training hip flexors to lift legs higher and more powerfully than during normal walking. Sit on your chair's front half without leaning back. Keep your spine tall, core gently engaged. Lift your right knee toward your chest as high as comfortable, foot coming off the floor. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, feeling work in your hip front. Lower your foot slowly and repeat with your left leg. That's 1 repetition. The slower you perform this movement, the more effective it becomes. Don't swing legs using momentum. Lift them with pure muscular effort. Perform 3 sets with 1 minute rest between sets. To increase challenge, hold your raised position 5 seconds instead of 2. Add ankle weights once the basic movement becomes easy. Surgeons observe that patients performing daily hip marches before joint replacement surgery recover significantly faster afterward. Their muscles are already primed and strong, making rehabilitation smoother. This exercise also improves balance by forcing your core to stabilize while one leg is elevated. Our second exercise is what orthopedic surgeons call essential for independent living. Everything you do requires pulling strength, opening doors, getting out of bed, pulling on clothes, carrying groceries, hugging family. All these actions depend on back muscles, specifically your latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, and rear deltoids. These muscles prevent the hunch posture plaguing many older adults. When back muscles weaken, gravity wins. Shoulders round forward. Upper spine curves into kyphosis. This hunching isn't just cosmetic. It compresses lungs, making breathing more difficult. It shifts your center of gravity forward, increasing fall risk. It causes chronic neck and shoulder pain because your head juts forward, straining supporting muscles. Walking does absolutely nothing for these muscles. When you walk, arms swing passively at your sides. There's no pulling involved. This is why dedicated walkers still develop terrible posture, having neglected their entire posterior chain. A 2021 American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation study followed 300 seniors through a 6-month program. One group focused on walking, the other performed seated rowing with resistance bands. The rowing group showed an average 8-degree spinal posture improvement. The walking group showed no change. Additionally, the rowing group reported 63% less upper back and neck pain. To perform seated rows, you need a resistance band. These inexpensive tools provide variable resistance perfect for seniors, gentle on joints but highly effective for building strength. Set with feet flat, about hip width apart. Loop the resistance band around your foot solace, holding one end in each hand. Sit tall with arms extended forward, holding the band with slight tension. Pull your elbows back, squeezing shoulder blades together like pinching a pencil between them. Your hands should travel toward your rib cage. Hold this squeeze position 2 seconds, focusing on muscles between shoulder blades. Slowly release and extend arms forward. Don't let the band snap back. Control the return. Perform 15 repetitions per set, completing 3 sets. The resistance level matters. You should complete all 15 repetitions, but the last 3 should feel challenging. If too easy, use a thicker band or double up for more tension. Surgeons recommend this to patients recovering from spinal procedures because it builds the muscular support structure protecting the spine. Strong back muscles act like 10 guy wires, holding your vertebral column in proper alignment and preventing degeneration. This brings us to the most important exercise of all, the one surgeons prescribe more than any other. If you only do one exercise for the rest of your life, this should be it. The sit-to-stand squat isn't just an exercise, it's a diagnostic test for longevity. Researchers have found that your ability to perform this movement accurately predicts mortality risk. A famous European Journal of Preventive Cardiology study followed more than 2,000 adults over age 51 for an average of 6 years. Those who couldn't rise from a sitting position without using their hands were 5 to 6 times more likely to die during the study period. The sit-to-stand movement engages virtually every major lower body muscle group simultaneously. Your quadriceps straighten knees. Your glutes extend hips. Your calves stabilize ankles. Your core maintains balance. Your back keeps your spine aligned. No other exercise provides this comprehensive activation. What makes it even more powerful? The sit-to-stand squat directly replicates a movement you perform dozens of times daily. Every time you get out of bed, rise from chairs, exit cars, or use the bathroom, you're performing a sit-to-stand. By training this movement pattern, you're not building theoretical strength. You're building functional strength that immediately transfers to daily life. The 2023 study mentioned earlier found that adults over 65 performing sit-to-stand exercises 3 times weekly increased bone density by 19% in their hips and femurs. This is remarkable because bone density typically decreases with age. The mechanical stress of standing from a chair signals bones to lay down new tissue. Stronger bones mean dramatically reduced fracture risk if you do fall. Orthopedic surgeons prescribe this as preventive medicine. They know that patients with strong legs and dense bones have far better outcomes if they ever need joint replacement surgery. Many surgeons now require a minimum number of sit-to-stands before scheduling elective procedures. Start seated in a chair with feet flat, slightly wider than hip width apart. Cross arms over your chest to prevent cheating with hands. Lean forward slightly so weight shifts over feet. Stand up by pushing through heels. Rise all the way until knees and hips are fully straight. Pause at the top 1 second. Lower yourself slowly back to the chair over for seconds. Gently touch your bottom to the seat, but don't fully relax. Immediately begin your next repetition. The key is the slow descent. This eccentric phase is where most strength building happens. If you simply plop down, you're losing half the benefit. Start with 10 repetitions if you're a beginner. Work up to 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Once manageable, hold a light weight against your chest, like a gallon water jug, to add resistance. You can also slow the descent to 6 or 8 seconds to increase challenge without adding weight. Perform this exercise every other day to allow adequate muscle recovery. Within 4 weeks, you'll notice everyday activities feel easier. Stairs won't wind you. Getting out of low sofas won't be a struggle. You'll move through life with confidence you may not have felt in years. These 5 exercises represent what orthopedic surgeons wish every patient over 60 would do. Walking has its place. Cardiovascular health matters. But if you want to maintain independence, avoid falls, preserve bone density, and keep muscles strong enough to actually enjoy life, you need targeted resistance training. The research is overwhelming. The medical community has reached consensus. Seated exercises that challenge muscles against resistance produce superior functional strength outcomes compared to walking alone. You don't need gym memberships. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't even need to be particularly athletic. You just need a sturdy chair, perhaps a resistance band, and 15 minutes 3 times weekly. That small time investment can add years of independent, active living to your life. Start with the 5th exercise today. Master it over the next week, then add the 4th. Progress through the list at your own pace. By the time you reach sit-to-stand squats, your body will be ready for the challenge. Your future self will thank you for the strength you built today. Which of these 5 chair exercises are you most excited to try first? Have you been told that walking is the only exercise you need after 60? Share your experiences and opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.